This is Steve, and we're here with Beth Dlug, who is the Director of Elections for the Allen County Election Board.
Right.
We appreciate your time today.
Sure, glad to be here.
This year, you have started something new. You're doing the early in-person voting, but you've expanded that a little bit. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've expanded it and brought it out to the community a little bit, and we're going to 4 libraries, the Aboit, DuPont, Georgetown, and Hessen Castle branches of the libraries. And what we've essentially done is taken our early voting that usually is done at the Russo Center and expanded it out to the community. And so far our results are very, very good, and we're very delighted with the people that are showing up, numbers that we hadn't quite expected.
In fact, if I was looking at the numbers right yesterday that we had talked about, it looked actually like maybe they were outpacing even the Rousseau Center.
Yeah, actually they did. We had a total of about 1,800 people who had voted since October the 6th at the Rousseau Center, and we had 1,300 people yesterday alone between the Rousseau Center and the other 4 locations. So yeah, yesterday was a big day, and it's kind of continuing today in 3 of the locations. They're still pretty busy. So voting is picking up, and the comments that we're getting from people have just been unreal. They just love it. Sure. They love that it's so close and convenient.
I had, when I posted on Facebook the numbers that we had talked about and kind of the update, I had a comment from someone who was very enthusiastic about it. So is this something that we're seeing just in Allen County, or are other voting centers around the state doing this as well?
There's a lot of communities, jurisdictions who are doing the satellite voting. It is a little bit of an extra expense, but we have wanted to do it for quite a while. And with the introduction of the poll pads, it finally gave us the technology that we needed to do that. And we wanted to try it out in a smaller election, like a municipal election, to see how it worked, to see if we could get enthusiasm from the community, and if it seemed to be a positive thing, that we could move it out to a bigger election like what's coming next year with the presidential.
Are you looking at expanding next year and doing even more early voting satellite locations, or will it just be kind of the 4 on a limited basis?
I don't know. We'll talk to the board about that. That is a board decision, and the board has to agree on the locations, and they have to do that unanimously. So I don't know. Well, I think that we're probably good with the number that we have because it does go into the 4 quadrants of the county and seem to give us a good representation. But we'll see. The board may have different ideas about where they might want to see some.
Now, you mentioned the poll pad, and I see you have one on your desk.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, we just got these this year, so they're brand new. Along with the satellites, we got this new technology, and of course it is speeding up the way that we check in voters. We're replacing the paper poll books with these iPads that serve as our electronic poll books. So I don't have a driver's license that I can scan right now, but you can either scan the back of a driver's license or photo ID, or you can actually do the manual entry. So we'll try that. And this is a training mode demo type of database. So I don't know what's going to be in here, but I'm going to try something like a last name of CA and a first name of A, and see if I can bring up something. And then this brings up a list of everyone that has the last name starting with CA and an A, and I'm just going to pick someone there. And what that does is it brings up their information, and they would sign just like you kind of sign at a grocery store or whatever, that they have those pads there, accept, and then the poll worker would be able to check the person's name and that the signatures match, and hit accept, and then it prints out a little receipt that the voter takes to the judge, who can set the machine then.
So we're talking about the polling pads, and I guess the question is, will those be, if someone waits to vote until Tuesday, will those be in the polling place when they walk in, and will they see those and interact with that new technology?
It sure will. It's not just for the early voting. So yes, we will have these available in the voting locations, and what voters will notice is there's no longer going to be a line for each precinct. So every precinct that is in that voting location will be on the poll pad. So it'll actually be one line, first come, first serve. So I think everybody's going to appreciate that a lot. And yeah, we're just really excited to see this technology and see how it's going to work for us on election day.
If I remember right, that those are replacing the big polling books that you used to have,
Right.
the many pages, and you'd have to sort through to find somebody's information.
Right, and hopefully didn't get in the wrong line, because if you're in the wrong line and they couldn't find your name, then you're going to another book. Yeah, this will have everything in there, so there really will no longer be the wrong line while you're ready to sign up.
So what does someone need to know? It's Thursday afternoon. We have 3 days left, 2.5 days left of early voting. What does someone need to know if they want to vote maybe this weekend, or if they want to wait till Tuesday?
Well, if they're going to early vote, of course, our mailed absentee ballot deadline has already passed. So if someone has a mailed ballot that we've sent to them, they need to get that back to us as soon as possible. We need to have it in our office by noon on election day in order for it to count. If you don't have a mailed ballot and you want to vote before election day, we are going to have the satellites open yet today until 6 p.m. and on Friday from 10 to 6 at the 4 satellites at those 4 library locations, and on Saturday from 10 to 5. And here at the Rousseau Center, we're going to be open from 8 to 4:30 through Friday, and then from 8 until 3 on Saturday. Then the very last day to vote early is going to be Monday here at the Rousseau Center from 8 to noon. And then we're done, and then the last day to vote is Election Day on Tuesday.
And I think it's worth mentioning that if someone was mailed an absentee vote or ballot, they can't come in and vote. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, actually, if they were mailed an absentee ballot and they find that they're running short of time and they're not able to get it in, put it in the mail, but they can still go to the polls, they can bring their absentee ballot with them and turn it back into the manager and/or inspector on election day. As long as they turn that ballot back in, they would be allowed to vote on a machine.
And is that, I would imagine this technology has helped even with tracking that.
Yes, very much so. In fact, we can tell whether we actually got the ballot back in our office or if it was still just issued. So we'd be able to verify that that person indeed has not turned their ballot back in. In fact, if they have it with them, obviously they haven't. But yeah, the technology is really on top of that as far as where those absentee ballots are.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to mention about the elections?
Let's see, we are, the elections are not for the whole county, obviously. They are municipal elections. So the city of Fort Wayne, if you're in a precinct in Fort Wayne, and of course Woodburn and Grable, those are the 3 communities that are having an election. The rest are not, and we'll have to wait till next year.
Well, Beth, we really appreciate your time and all the hard work that your department does, and we wish you guys well on Tuesday as well.
Right, great. Thanks very much. Appreciate it, Stephen.